It was a pretty, I'd say, interesting weekend of racing from around, the country. Normally I could say the world, but I mean, motocross was overseas, I believe. But yeah, there's a lot of crazy, good racing that happened here in the States. And there's a lot of stupidity that happened. And it's been stupidity that's been happening all year. No one should be surprised to hear me mad about it, but it's been the same thing over and over again with NASCAR. For some reason, they can't seem to just get out of their own way. I don't get it, but you know, it is what it is, and it's how the cookie crumbles. We did get to see some good things though. JGR, after the way they ran at Sonoma, which was abysmal a few weeks ago, they dominated the whole entire Cup race until the end of their strategy and all kinds of things happened. So that sucked, but at least they all were really, at one point they were 4 out of the top 5. Like, they were running good. They led most of the laps as a team. So it was good to see them at least running good for their sake after the way they ran. But I was right. I told you to watch out for them bow ties and those Hendrick cars. And in the end, one of them got up there, and there's a lot more everyone else up there, but they got the win. Bubba and Eric Jones looked better, like I said. I called that one too for everyone that says all I do is bash on Bubba. I told you he'd do a lot better than he did last year. That was before I saw him practice or anything. And he went out and practiced. He's proving my point right. So thank you for that, Bubba. But it was an interesting week. And really the big one is, how can they suck at rain this bad still at this point? Like, literally. How can they suck that bad when it comes to this every time without failing? I'm going to get to my whole thought on that, later on, but it's just amazing how much they suck at that. And it's amazing how much the commentators are still working to cover for Harrison Burton. Oh, he's back because of pit mistake that got him pushed back in traffic. Like, no, he was back there. Well, then he got up to 13th, that one restart, and everything worked out, and he just fell back. People were just blowing by him. Sorry, he wasn't running better. Stop covering for him. And NBC, I did like first race, and I literally at one point saw back to back commercials about getting vaccinated. It was nice to not see them so much, or maybe it's because it was big long rain delay, so they sat there staring at me. But I saw them right away, like back to back on one of the first commercials. Like, you don't have to do that every single time. I don't know about everyone else. It was an NC.gov thing, but they're the ones buying time there, and I don't need to be told to get vaccinated 97 times in one race. I'd rather not watch the race than have to literally that be all my commercial breaks. That got old. But I'm on to American Flat Track from the Lima Half Mile in Lima, Ohio. From yesterday, it was great to see, everything actually working out for them, being, so you could, at least get results. I don't know when it's going to air. I didn't, it didn't get recorded, so it wasn't on. But again, good racing. Got to see some highlights online. The Mission Super Twins. Brand Robinson was first, Dallas Daniels second, Jared Mees third. Again, some familiar names, in this thing from the other races. Production Twins, Corey Texter first, Jesse Janis second, and Billy Ross in third. So there's one I don't hear, go over any of the other times. And on Parts Unlimited, once again, Cody Kopp got first, Tom Drain second, and Chase Sadoff third. Again, Tom Drain, there's another name you don't get to hear come out of my mouth too often about these things. So I'm really excited to see, how that worked out. That was really, really, really actually cool for me, to see different names. I just don't know when they're going to be available, like, to watch. So I apologize for that. I mean, they randomly just come on, for me. Like, they randomly, like, I catch it. It's just randomly, like, it's on my DVR. I'm going, okay. And that's not me complaining by saying it, but it's harder to catch them on TV, which I think sucks. But what are you going to do about it? Nothing we can do about it. But I will say, good racing across the board. if you get to catch, them, or there's a lot of racing series like the Super Bikes. You get to catch that, great racing. If, which had great racing this weekend, and miraculously it was actually on, which is the part that really freaked me out because I looked and it wasn't in my schedule at all. And then suddenly, boom, there it was. I was like, yeah, my dudes, because I just didn't see it coming. And again, I sound like I'm going crazy here slightly, but American Flat Track, again, really good races. MotoAmerica Super Bikes, they were good races. Ridge Motorsports Park, Medallia Superbike, race 1, Jake Gagne first, Cameron Peterson second, Danilo Petrucci third. Race 2, Jake Gagne first again, Danilo Petrucci got second. This time Cameron Peterson was third. And again, those guys, the way they race now closer to the ground, again, that's one of those things that, sorry, I hate to break it to the world, but I might not be afraid of many things. I'm not doing it. All it takes is one wrong move. And the current state of my pelvis is not going to appreciate that. So, sadly, can't do it, but I can watch it. Stock 1000, race 1, Corey Alexander first, Danny DeBrino second, Hayden Gillum third. And then race 2, Corey Alexander got first again. Travis Wyman was second, and Andy DeBrino came in third that time. And they also ran Super Sport, Twins, Junior Cup, Mini Cup, and North American Talent Cup. Again, those weren't all televised. Just got to see the Superbike race. And again, it was good stuff. Like, they were really, really good. It's just actually finding it. So again, go through, like we said, Friday, whatever you have. Hulu, you can find it. DirecTV, Dish, all of them, you can find it. Find the auto racing and the motorsports. You can click on whichever ones you want to record, and you'll actually see a lot of really good and different racing compared to, just the stock car stuff you used to see. Supercars, IMSA, like everything's out there. You just got to look and find it. The AMSOIL Racing Championship, the Championship Off Road Racing, for some reason I went out there and the results still weren't available. So I was trying to get all of them in there, still not available. So we'll go over that on Friday, along with everything that Walter has, because I know there's a lot there. SRX, again, Stafford Speedway, was good. It is gonna be good. Five Flag Speedway last weekend was good. This weekend at South Boston Speedway, like this past one, they were beating the hell out of it. Like, that was way more aggressive than the race at Five Flags ever could have been. These guys were banging on each other all night. We saw Tony get in Ernie Francis Jr.'s face. He was holding on to him and screaming. I mean, there was a lot of angry people during the race. And again, it was much more aggressive, much better, racing across the board, because of it. People were using their cars, their bumpers. I mean, they were banging on each other, and it was much better racing. Again, good job to South Boston. Love that little place. It was cool to see it and put on a great show. We'll see what's going to lead into at Stafford, because Tony Stewart won, but he was pissed. Ernie Francis Jr. I mean, there were people mad at each other all over the place. It's just, what's it going to be like next weekend? Only time will tell, at Stafford, but they were banging on each other way harder. If you only saw the first one, you didn't watch the second one, find it somewhere, because they were just mauling each other all day, all night in the race. And I thought it was way better. Newman got a fourth. Now they're off to the races. Good to see Newman up there again. Proves you I should still have a cup ride, which we always say over certain people. But as I digress, it's good to see him in a car in fourth. We got to see some of his, car collection. We got to see that he has the Daytona 500 car that he, almost died in. Lots of cool stuff inside of there. Again, it's a great experience. So make sure, CBS, 8:00 Saturday nights. Good stuff. Make sure you watch it. Gets us to the Xfinity Series Tennessee Lottery 250, because we did the truck race. We covered that on Saturday on the special one, because Walter felt bad for missing Friday, even though he's sick as a dog. I saw him, but it was better he didn't come on, but did that, covered it then. But Riley Herbst on pole, AJ Allmendinger second, and sadly, that's where it stopped for the Colleague cars. I expected them to be better, and it just, I don't know, something seems off, but really off. Really. But otherwise, normal stuff. I mean, out of the ordinary, Junior Motorsports guys, Noah Gregson, Josh Berry, and Justin Allgaier damn near wrecked each other, all coming out of the last turn on lap one. that had to be a good feeling for, Dale up there in the booth, but it was much of the same that we've seen. 12, straight oval stage wins for Junior Motorsports as Allgaier wins them both and the race in dominating fashion. Ty Gibbs, driving like a complete tool towards Noah Gragson, and Noah gave him like, here you go. He conceded, and Ty still went in there like a dick. And Sam Mayer, so that's not gonna, apparently ever change. I just think it's gonna be forced on him to change because he's gonna do it at the wrong time. He's gonna keep doing it. And what these guys are going to remember it at the right time and not come out of a chance to win a championship because he's just driving like a tool. And there's really no one even attempting to slow him down or tell him he's doing anything wrong from what I've seen because he keeps doing it. But hey, he made his bed. It's like everyone keeps saying about Chastain. He's driving aggressive. He's pissing off a lot of people. I mean, I don't want to see him change it. I just want to see him be less just dumb about it. Aggressiveness, we need more of that in the sport. We need more drivers that are aggressive. And look at Noah. Noah does all kinds of dumb stuff. But I mean, Noah's not, just taking people and cutting people off and being a dick just for the sake of doing it, to include his own teammates and just wrecking everyone. He's made moves that were dumb, but everyone does that every once in a while. I mean, Ty's just, even when people concede and move over, he's still right across their nose. And I think it's going to cost him when it actually matters. And it's going to suck for him because he has the talent behind that equipment. He's just drives like an ass. No other way to put it. No, it's a good way. And Sheldon Creed had more bad luck. He got wrecked after being put in the back for pit problems, I believe. But Justin Allgaier wins. Trevor Bayne was second. Good to see that. Hopefully he does get more, runs, with him or someone next year because he's proven that he can run good if he's in good equipment. Riley Herbst got third, so good for him. Ty Gibbs fourth. Sam Mayer fifth. Ryan Preece got a sixth. Jeffrey Earnhardt, good for him. Like, that's super good to see Jeffrey Earnhardt get a seventh place in that car for Sam Hunt. Like, keep it up. Austin Hill 8th, Ryan Sieg 9th, Brent Moffitt 10th. Brandon Brown got an 11th. Parker Retzlaff was 12th. That kid's talented. That kid's really talented. So watch out for him one day if he can get more than this many races. And then colleague cars were 16th or 18th. Again, it was just, I don't know, their oval stuff just is not. I mean, this is the perfect time to have that problem because they're not in the playoffs yet. So they have time to figure it out before they go to, the playoffs with all the ovals and then Phoenix to end it. But they got to figure something out. 16th, 18th. It's not going to cut it. And it's not like it's just an anomaly where it just happened there. Like, they've had some, they seem, off more on ovals. And again, 2 new drivers, people went up there. They have a cup team. There's a lot of things that happen. Again, new drivers, new team, everyone trying to get together, which, figuring out how they work together and all this stuff. But again, their ovals just seem down. I don't know why. I'm not going to speculate, but it seems weird. And hopefully they pick it up. And then the Cup Series, Ally 400, with Denny Hamlin on the pole. And again, early lightning strike, gives us a big long break. And then another red flag for, lightning, some, a complete another just torrential downpour. So I left then, went and saw Hannah's brothers. And then by the time we were leaving, like, cool, it's starting again. Watched it on my phone until I got home. But lots of that. We did get to see Byron have the steering issue and out, that they fixed. And he lost a lot of laps, but at least he got back out there. And Bowman gets wrecked and chooses car to bejesus, trying to get back around roughly, literally the same exact time, which was weird to see them both have issues. But at least that, shows why they weren't up there. It was just bad luck. And again, that thing, Byron, was just weird, but at least they got it fixed. After it was all said and done, way too late, and drug on for so long and it didn't have to. But Martin Truex Jr. swept both stages, which is the 14th time in his career he's done it. And he's still only at 6 victories the times he's done that because he didn't get the win. And again, Joe Gibbs dominated. Like, Joe Gibbs Racing, like, at one point they were up, over 200 and some odd. They only didn't lead like 20 laps until the end there. Like, they had the cars. It's just how everything fell at the end did not, work their way. But Chase Elliott got the win. Kurt Busch second, Ryan Blaney third, Kyle Larson back up to fourth. And I think that rain delay really helped the Hendrick guys talk to people as they turned it around after that, and the weather changing too. But Ross Chastain fifth, Hamlin sixth, Austin Cindric seventh after troubles earlier. So good for him. Good to see him up there. Christopher Bell eighth, Joey Logano ninth, Harvick got 10th, Eric Jones 11th, Bubba Wallace 12th. Told you they both do better than they did last year because they got the cars. Michael McDowell 13th after running up in the top 10 most of the race. So another good run for that team. You can see they're making progress and improvement. So congratulations to them. Kyle Busch 21st and Martin Truex Jr. 22nd after running right up there in the top like 2 or 3 so much of the race. In fact, one point again, Gibbs was 4 out of the top 5. Just didn't fall in their favor at the end. And Harrison Burton was 25th. And dear commentary people, no matter what network you're on, stop trying to save him. And he was running better, until he got caught back there in, pits, troubles and stuff. Yeah, he was running back in the 20s. Then all that pit stuff worked out. He was up to 13th, and then he still dropped back to the 25th. You could be more honest and stop trying to make excuses for why he's back there. He wasn't ready to make the move. And that is why he is back there, because they rushed it. It's working out just like every other time they rush anyone, but yet they keep doing it, which is my problem. Why do you keep doing it even though you see this is the result all the time? Doesn't make any sense, but teams keep doing it. Buescher got 30th, and he was running up there until he had tire come off, so say goodbye to his crew chief and rear tire changer for 4 weeks. That sucks, but it happens. Ty Dillon was 31st. Again, Brad was 29th, and he was actually running better than that for a decent chunk there until again, idiocy happened. There were walls, all like it was just bad luck struck him, but they're both running good. And that's super progress from where at least Brad was. Buescher had some good races. Brad went 14 races in between top 10. So I mean, he was up there, had a shot. Bad luck, it's the name of the game. But at least they were looking decent. That's a sign, because they can't stay that bad forever. And it has to suck for Brad again, because Chris has been running so much better than him. But now new car, ownership role, new team, all that stuff, it plays a factor in there. I'm sure he's going to figure it out. He has to figure it out. Brad will, but he had a good run going, and it sucks. And I mean that, Ty Dillon 31st, no matter what. I mean, there are people that had worse damage that were running better. He's in the back when it happened anyway. Doesn't deserve the sponsorship or the ride. There's people that are more deserving that actually prove that they should have a ride in the Cup Series, but I'm not going to be mean. I'll just leave it at that. We all know it's true, though. Very true. Just like me saying Eric Jones and Bubba would do better. Said it Friday, said it Saturday, and then it happened on Sunday. And I said it before any of the practices on Friday, so no one could say, you just know his practice times. I said it on Friday morning before they did any of that. He'd be better. He did good. Good for him. It was some bad luck and weird stuff happening. So, on that, boat high from Hendrick won. Stop making excuses for Harrison Burton. He just wasn't ready. New car in the Cup Series, new competition level. He wasn't ready. They rushed it, just like they've done so many other people. Anthony Alfredo got the bite. Hamrick got a bite. Like John Hunter Nemechek got they keep doing it. Look, then they called up Logano. He wasn't ready to call it. Suarez when he wasn't ready for years. Thankfully, they got to stick around. It's to keep doing it. And I don't know what's going to make them stop doing it. But the big one is the weather. How do you guys screw that up that bad? I saw the thing, we're moving up the start time 12 minutes. There's a weather in the area. You guys have the radar. You see the things. I'm sorry, NASCAR, you need to put your foot down, or the network, whoever it is. Because the fans, everyone's oh, look, lightning strike. Oh, look, another lightning. Oh, look, a torrential downpours. And everyone's up until at least midnight on the East Coast later just to get the thing in when you knew it was coming, which means, you could have moved it up hours. So that way you got the whole thing in without having to worry about weather at all. One for the lightning strike. Yeah, one for the lightning strike, stopping them for so long. They would have been past halfway by the time it rained. Then they would have just called it right there, and we wouldn't have got to see the racing at the end and teams coming back around. And, he's making comebacks that had bad luck right before it that didn't deserve that. It's coming. You see it well before you get to the track. I don't know who needs to make the decision, but you need to move it up more than 12 minutes and switch things around and give them somewhere to have it on so that people can actually watch it. We don't have to worry about this because it keeps happening, whether it's a late race and you need to move it up or it's, an early race that you need to move back because do it, figure out ways to do it. I'm tired of, especially that was a bad thing because I went off the air and then, I didn't find out. And a lot of people didn't seem to find out from anywhere except social media. And they gave them a 10-minute warning on social media. So they weren't looking. They didn't know they were going back on USA. Which again, what the hell does that help anyone? Like that was the bad thing. And I know NBC, all like everyone needs to work together better to stop having all this range stupidity because it gets old after the 15th time. Everyone can work together and find a solution so that everyone wins. And it's not like, well, it's gonna be raining, but screw it. Like you need to do better. To me, I was glad they got it dry, but like it didn't have to get to that point. Again, they probably saw, well, if we're clear until then, we'll be halfway and we can stop it. But that's not even a good thing either. You should try to get the fans a full race and move it up an hour or two if you have to in order for that to happen. That's just me on my soapbox. And thank you, everyone, for watching. Thank you for listening. Again, Apple, Google Podcasts, Spotify, all the CastBox, Amazon Music, all of you. I appreciate you greatly. Good Pods, I appreciate all of you greatly. Thank you for continuing to get us up in the actual just normal news rankings now, which is really, really, exciting to me and Walter for his part that he does. Like it's really cool. And if you're on any of that, again, Racing Rosinski on Twitter, where I live tweet during stuff, share all episodes of stuff. Their Facebook page under Racing with Jesse Rosinski. Follow that. New followers helps, and you can share everything out from that to your socials that because I know everyone has them for the most part, except for Walter. So you could do that if you're listening. Again, YouTube and Rumble, find the channel, subscribe, like the video, write a comment. Then when people type in racing, that helps shoot it up, farther. Rate the show on Good Pods, Spotify, Apple, like Facebook page. Like there's all kinds of stuff that you can do to help when people type in the word racing. This pops up, easier to pop up in their thing. And I appreciate all of it. It's just those little things, that help a lot. But I appreciate the listens and the watches regardless. It helps out immensely. And all the shares, that's the big one, the shares. So thank you very much. We're trying to work on something. I'm not going to say it's going to happen until it happens. We're trying to work on something to get more, content to you guys. But back Friday, again, going to go over the off-road championship stuff because they still don't have anything up. Whatever we missed USAC and all that. And then big weekend of racing out in MotoAmerica and other places that I'm really excited about. Lots of good stuff to get to. And 4th of July weekend, 4th of July might be Monday, but still 4th of July weekend. Don't worry, I'll still be here. Morning of 4th of July to do all the shows after the racing. So thank you for watching. Thank you for listening again. Rate the shows, comment, share them out, like them, subscribe to, and the video channels, Facebook, Twitter, all those things. It helps out immensely. Share everything out. And until we meet again, my friends, have a good week. Peace.